Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of AYR Recording. And here we are talking about
Video games
Phil's favorite thing.
of all time.
So, E3 happened this week, and a lot happened.
Yeah, Sony just decided not to show up. In fact, I actually read something from Microsoft where about Sony saying that E3 was not as fun without Sony.
Really?
Yeah, it's very odd. And I guess I'm assuming it's that that competitive nature that video games give people. It's always, when we were watching it, it's always been who had the best.
Who had the best show?
Who won the show?
Yeah. And it's, always between Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Nintendo, to most folks, not even a player in the game.
Yeah, because they kind of show up. Like, they don't even officially show up to the conference.
They do a direct.
Yeah, what they do is they pre-record everything, and they, kind of send it off. And y'all play that. We're going to be working on what we're doing here.
Which is fine. Because I got some good stuff out of watching that. Matter of fact, I had to take notes because I'm old. So, where are my notes?
Somewhere.
There you go.
You found them.
Yep.
So who are we starting off with now?
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm Dev the Doc.
I'm Phil Dinopoulos. Not in that order.
You'd think we'd be good at this by now.
I wouldn't.
All right.
So who are we starting off with right now?
You go ahead and start.
Part of me wants to start off with Bethesda because they didn't do well.
Really? Because I got one thing out of Bethesda's show. That was that Ghostwire Tokyo thing?
Yeah, no. There's three things that I was excited to see. Two of them were a surprise to me. One of them was something I've been anticipating since 2016, which was Doom Eternal. I'm starting off with that because the conference that didn't do great had one of the had something that a lot of people were looking for, which was Doom Eternal. Looks great. Looks fantastic.
It's one of those best trailers of the show kind of thing.
Kinda. And Ghostwire. Ghostwire Tokyo.
I don't know much about that game, but I do want to play it.
The girl who was on stage announcing it was pretty adorable. And because of that performance, she got a lot of fan art drawn of her. Kid you not.
It's only been a few days.
Yeah, I know. I saw someone had retweeted her tweet of her people tweeting her images that they've fan art that they've drawn of her on stage.
What I think it is that folks, they have that Asian fever, so it's the yellow fever they call it, and they think it's cute enough when somebody speaks in broken English. And
I guess
it was cute, but I mean, come on. I mean, the point is all about the game.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, Ghostwire Tokyo looks really cool. It's basically, I don't even know what it's really about. All I know is people are disappearing, and there's an archer guy. There's magic involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm really hoping that it's not a top-down thing. I hope it's like a third-person something. I would be very interested to see that in third person.
I wouldn't want to see that as a first-person type of game. It feels like it should be a third-person game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that Bethesda did, and I was really excited to see and happy to something came out of it, was Deathloop.
Deathloop.
It had the...
I heard about it, but I didn't get to see anything about it.
Deathloop, it started off with a guy waking up, or I think it was waking up. Long story short, it's about a guy trying to break the cycle of everything while this chick's trying to keep the cycle going. Because the guy sees it as he's in a prison, while she sees it as though she's free to do whatever she wants. And they both have conflicting ideologies.
Yeah.
And he thinks that the only way to break the cycle is by killing you. And she's like, well, the best way to keep the cycle going is by killing you. So they're basically... At odds and at all times trying to kill each other. So it's something that I'm interested about. One, it has time looping, which I'm a big fan of, which is why I like Doctor Strange so much. And two, it has like an interesting concept and like conflicting ideologies of two people. Like, how far are you willing to go to achieve your ends, right?
So, I mean, Bethesda had to have some good things come out of it.
Yeah, but
considering what you're saying,
considering all of that, Bethesda consisted mostly of mobile games.
I mean, that's the market these days. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. Everybody has a way to game.
Yes, everybody has a phone, but I don't want to play Skyrim on my phone. I don't want to play Fallout on my phone, which is what most of that They made a new, was it Commander Keen, for mobile games, and it's not even what you would think it is.
You know, I can see where this is going, and I'm going to be like, mobile games is its own thing. It can be its own episode. Because I can already tell by the look in your eye.
You're seeing the fire build in my.
It's going to be Phil's rant time, and we don't want Phil's rant time. Moving on.
No, moving on.
Other good things to come out of E3.
Other good things to come out of E3. We have, what do we have? What's on your notes?
I've got next thing I've got is Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. I played part of the first one, and then I immediately got disinterested in it because it wasn't
repetitive gameplay.
It wasn't great. I didn't get a chance to play the second one, but I heard really good things about the second one.
Yeah,
like it was more fluid, and combat felt better, and like the way you interact with the world felt better altogether. And Watch Dogs Legion.
Here's a promise that they've put in the trailer, which I would have been careful about. They say that you can recruit anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's iffy.
Yeah. Well, also in the trailer, he was saying, look at that guy over there. No, not him. Him. Yeah, it kind of makes me think that
there'll be pre-select number of characters that you can choose to fill out your means within the game.
Yeah. And is there going to be like a rostered limit to how much you have on your team, kind of? Like you can only have 36 people in DedSec at one time. If an agent dies, you can go out and recruit another one.
That's probably going to be the case. Otherwise, folks will have a whole section of London that they've hired out to be their people.
Yeah, like I've hired all of Scotland Yard.
And imagine what online play would be like. Because I know they're going to incorporate
it. Would just be GTA. It would just be GTA. It's all it would be.
With masks.
Be GTA with masks and old ladies.
But it looks fun. It looks like it's another step up in that Watch Dogs franchise. It's kind of the same thing that Assassin's Creed did. I mean, it's done by Ubisoft, so it's all same universe anyway. But they keep pushing it, and they keep pushing that, DedSec is a thing that's not going anywhere. Hack the planet, stuff like
Hacker
that.
Man.
Hacker Man.
Yeah, Gremlin. Yeah.
You'll see a picture of that eventually.
Yeah, if that ever comes out.
But I'm looking forward to it.
What, the picture?
No, not the pictures. I'm starting to regret taking that picture. But
it now exists on your phone. I've infected your phone. I'm the Hacker Man.
But Watch Dogs Legions look like it's going to be fun. Particularly for people like me who I'm not really big into online play just because I'm kind of old school like that and just put me in front of a game and let me play by myself.
There are certain games where it's like, oh, this would be amazing with multiplayer. Mm-hmm. And then there are other games where it's like, it was perfect without it.
Yeah.
Like
Red Dead.
Red Dead was, it's a great single player game, but the multiplayer game is basically just GTA with horses.
Yeah.
God of War was amazing, and it has no single player.
It doesn't. I mean, no multiplayer.
Sorry, it has no multiplayer, and I don't see.
What's in this drink?
Some sea monster and cocaine.
So
now, if you can guess what that meant, I'll give you a high five.
Points to you.
Yeah, that would be amazing. In fact, if you actually tell me what that is, I will be amazed. And I want someone in the comments to tell me what they think it is.
He will personally follow you on all your social media.
I'll follow you on Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter,
MySpace,
Vine,
TikTok, Pornhub.
Wait. When did Pornhub become social media?
Oh, I don't know. Are we not uploading there anymore?
No.
Oh, man.
They kicked us out.
Damn.
Next game.
Next game. Sorry, we're getting off track. Something else that Ubisoft did. There was, I can't remember the name of it. They're not doing an Assassin's Creed this year, are they?
No, they're not doing an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they're...
I think, personally, for me being a big Assassin's Creed fan, they've burnt out the franchise.
Yeah,
they don't know where they're going.
How do you feel about it straying away from being the assassins in Assassin's Creed? Because the last two games, they weren't assassins.
No.
How do you feel about that?
I understand that a franchise has to grow and it has to change, but I enjoy those first couple of stories with Desmond more than most folks do. They don't even like the Desmond part. I enjoy the Desmond parts of the first few Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of hoping that they would go where...
I would like for them to go back to that.
Yeah, well, but they can't now.
I mean, Desmond's dead. But,
yeah.
And as far as the storyline goes, I mean, I don't know. Anything outside of the memory world, that's not important anymore.
Yeah, you used to be able to walk around outside of the Animus.
Now it's this
now it's just kind of
first person thing.
Yeah.
You see how we feel about it.
Yeah. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change can stay away. Stay over there.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
So
I don't want nothing to do with you.
So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see as far as how the Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft is actually doing a world tour symphony orchestra of Assassin's Creed music.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be really very interesting, and that's basically how they opened their conference.
Sorry, like I said, I caught like tidbits of everything. That's just busy week. I remember back in the day when all you had to do was, it was the summer, you're at home all day, you tune into G4 Tech TV.
Yeah.
And you watch all the conferences on G4.
Yeah.
Those were the fun days. And then you call your friends, dude, did you watch the Microsoft conference?
Yeah, bro.
I'm old.
Another thing that Ubisoft announced was Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
The trailers look fun.
Yeah, the trailers. There was actually some gameplay in there as well, and it kind of looked like Ghost Recon Wildlands, kind of upscaled in like not just graphical term but mechanics term, because anytime I've never played Wildland, and every time I saw a video of it, it looked like it was a buggy mess. It's just what it felt like.
Yeah.
When I saw that, it was like, oh, this looks like an actual thing that can be really good. It also has, I don't know the actor's name, guy who played Shane and Punisher.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, it has him as the main antagonist.
Which, anytime you hear his voice, you know he's going to say something either really bad or really badass. And it's usually pretty badass.
Yeah. He also came on stage with a dog.
Doing his John Wicky thing. No, just kidding.
Speaking of John Wick, it's a really good segue there.
That is a good segue.
It's a really good segue.
Not planned. Not planned.
Yeah, when do we plan anything?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my god. That game looks fantastic, and the fact that it has Keanu Reeves in it?
Yeah. That man is living his best life right now.
Yes.
Between John Wick, cyberspace...
Cyberspace, yeah. Between being a digital person,
Cyberpunk 2077, and the fact that he's in Toy Story. I didn't even know he was in Toy Story.
Neither did I.
I found out when I saw pictures of a press tour, and he was on stage. I don't know if he was just there to hang out, but
hey guys, I just decided to show up. Can I come on stage with you? Who would tell that man no?
Because he's the nicest person on the planet, apparently. But
I'm pretty sure if Keanu Reeves just walked onto like a set that he had nothing to do with, they wouldn't tell him to leave.
They write a part in for him.
They say, hey, you wanna be a part of this? I was like, yeah, sure. All right, cool.
Keanu Reeves is living his best life. But yeah, cyberspace. God damn.
Yeah. What is wrong with you? Did you have any of this?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm old. Cyberpunk 2077 looks really good. I'm starting to get a gauge of what the game is actually about now. You know, kind of.
Yeah, it's like kind of like you are the uprising criminal that you've aspired to be, following your and I'm following you, Dad.
But yeah,
don't take that seriously.
Either way, the one thing that works for this in my mind is everything's so damn pretty.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody's got cybernetic enhancements of some kind,
which I'm all for.
Of course you are.
I'm all for. Listen, if I can replace my limbs with robot limbs, I would do it.
But the upkeep on that. What if you get it wet? Is their arm just going to shut down?
I'm pretty sure they have water-resistant, waterproof technology by that time.
By 2077?
By 2077.
We'll find out. Maybe. God, I'll be old by 2077.
I probably will be dead.
I'll be in my 90s. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts about that conference is when Keanu Reeves is on stage and they wouldn't let him talk. Like, the audience wouldn't let him talk because they were sitting there screaming. He's like, guys, all right, come on, man. I gotta get. He's basically saying, I gotta get through this. I have to tell you something.
I'm in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not just here because I like to play games. He may not even like to play games.
I mean, who knows?
But it's Keanu Reeves, and like I said, he's living his best life
and
right now.
And no one's gonna tell him no.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about that is not only would the crowd not let him talk, but when he started to talk, he actually got the chance to talk. He said, it's going to be breathtaking. Some guy in the audience goes, you're breathtaking. And it was a dude yelling that out.
Again.
And he goes, no, you're breathtaking.
That sounds like something Keanu Reeves would do.
You're all breathtaking. If you haven't seen that part of the conference, just look up Keanu Reeves. Or just type in YouTube.
Keanu Reeves E3.
No, just type in YouTube, you're breathtaking. It'll pop up. Trust me.
Hopefully.
And it's like a maybe 15-second thing, maybe a minute.
Somebody's made something.
No, trust me, I looked it up. Trust me.
So, moving on from that. Another thing I am kind of excited about is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
Why is that?
I'm not like a super diehard Star Wars fan. I do love the series. Especially episode 1. Don't take that seriously either. I'm a big fan of the series. I'm not a super diehard fan, but like there was it's slotted for coming out like later this year, right?
Yeah, I think so. Or early 2020.
It's either slotted to come out like late, like holidays 2019, early 2020. Early 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to say for some reason. It's like cyberpunk for you.
Cyberspace.
Yeah, cyberspace. It looks. Who is making that game?
I don't know.
Who's developing it? Because it kind of feels like it's made by a third party.
Nah, I don't want to say EA.
It feels if it was EA, it would have been you'd have to pay microtransactions for loot boxes.
No, I think it is a third party.
It feels like a third party thing.
But
there was one thing that I did get a good chuckle out of is if they were like a Jedi is coming or the enemy forces are coming. He goes, "Oh, thank God we have the high ground." And I was like, "All right,
I see what you did there.
You have one."
No, I think I'm interested in it because I think like most Star Wars fans, while they say, especially in the gaming world, they say they want things to venture past the Skywalkers into the extended universe because the universe itself is so big.
Yeah.
When you do a Jedi story, everybody gets excited about a Jedi story.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Not only that, but, like, the last time they did anything about, like, a Jedi story, like, how many people actually liked The Force Unleashed in Force Unleashed 2?
I did.
I mean, other than us.
I mean,
if you looked it up with the score on Metacritic or whatever it was, how well do you think it was received?
It wasn't received, especially the second one wasn't received as well.
Oh, absolutely not.
But I think that they want that Jedi story. I just don't know what kind of Jedi story they're looking for.
And eventually, I think it's going to get to the point where eventually we're going to discover that all roads lead to Rome. They want to venture past the Skywalker story, and yeah, I'm all for it. If you can tell a really good story, like they didn't even stay out of the films. They have Saul Guerrero.
Yeah, they do have Saul. They did have Saul in it.
And he's like, I mean, yeah, in the movie he was.
It's because it takes place during a specific time. It's like right after Order 66.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? It kind of makes sense as to why Saul Guerrero is leading an attack on an Imperial base. Mm-hmm. He's a radicalist. He's a radicalist, basically. A super terrorist is what he is.
So it makes sense for him to be in the game.
Yeah. So, it kind of makes sense. But, like, they couldn't come up with an original character.
I mean, they did in Christian Monahan's character.
I'm sorry, they couldn't come up with an original supporting character.
Well, here's another thing with Star Wars fans.
I want Jar Jar Binks.
They want something new.
No, I don't.
They always want something new. They say they want something new, but they still want something familiar to bring them back to it.
Yeah, they want... Well, the universe itself should be that thing that brings them back to it. Oh, that's the Imperial Force. Everyone... Yeah, those are going to be in the game. That should be in the game. It's Tales of Jedis. Even just like the stories of a Jedi just went past here. That'd be interesting to hear. Like just the universe itself should just be.
It's so big, and yet we still operate within this small part of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Star Wars, though, did you hear about Lego Star Wars?
I did, but you're gonna have to run this by me.
So Lego Star Wars, we all,
you mean all 9 movies?
No. So Lego Star Wars is doing this thing where they're going completely through the Skywalker saga. So you're talking about Episode 1 all the way through to
9.
All the way through 9. So
which the thing is,
it's releasing after.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Are we for sure about that?
Yeah, we're sure.
Is it coming out in 2020?
Yeah.
Because 9's coming out this year, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I was like, I remember sitting here, right at this exact spot. I was looking at it. I was like, okay, I like the Lego Star Wars games. And then it said all 9 movies. And I was like, hold on, wait a second. Wait. Something doesn't add up here.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. If I'm correct, that is...
carry the 3.
6. There's only 8 movies out. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're releasing it after the 9th movie.
All right, now that would make more sense as to why it says all 9 movies. Mm-hmm. But which also means that they have some sort of insight as to what the movie is going to be because it's in development right now.
Yeah. Disney's on top of all that, so...
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just found it like... What... It's a series that everyone loves. A movie series that everyone loves. You would kind of think that would keep that under lock and key. Heavily lock and key. Put that lock and key into like a vault that has like... Indiana Jones Temple of Doom style death traps.
No, here's the thing. They don't mind so much with the games, especially since they're not going to show anything that would be related to that last film. Now, we don't hear anything about the films up until trailers come out. And even then, the trailers don't give much. Especially since, J.J. Abrams is back working on this last one.
Yeah, thank God.
We're not going to hear squat about that movie.
And if we do, it's all a lie.
Because they're going to do things Marvel style.
Well, I mean, did you see... Well, yeah, not like that.
We'll get to Marvel in a minute.
Oh. All right. Moving on.
Oh, we're going to move on? Okay.
Well, did you have any final words on Star Wars?
I'm still looking forward to both Fallen Order and Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars more than Fallen Order.
I was about to say I'm kind of more excited for the Lego Star Wars games because I played, like back when I had a GameCube, I played Lego Star Wars the episode. It does. I think it had like all of the episodes in it.
So it would have been the first 6.
Yeah, it would have been the first 6 movies.
Yeah.
I've played that game and I loved it. And
it's just something about the Lego stuff that's just fun.
Exactly. Yeah, the kind of humor that you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know how I feel about them using voice acting in the game now.
I'm fine with it.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I want all my characters to not say a damn thing.
Just I don't know.
It's more along the lines
like Sims.
I was about to say Simlish. I was just about to say that.
So moving on, Marvel, like we said.
I was actually going to go somewhere else.
Oh,
but we can go to Marvel.
We want to do this? Okay.
I was gonna kind of have like a couple of low ones leading up to a big one, even though we started off with the big one for me. So let's go into A-Day.
Yeah, Marvel's Avengers game. I don't know what to think of it yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it because of, like, although
it's hard to articulate.
It's hard to articulate because it's an open world.
No, I heard it wasn't.
It's not?
It's not open world.
Oh, well, you know what? That's me then, I guess. But even then, it is said that it's going to have an ever-growing roster, ever-expanding roster. Which the first one that they officially announced, Hank Pym.
Really?
Yeah. Because everyone knows that Black Widow, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Cap are going to be...
Well, according to the trailer, Cap dies.
Yeah, according to the trailer, Cap dies. Are all going to be part of the main group. And like one of the things that they show is like introducing, and then it's like, Hank, you don't know what you're doing with that. And he goes, I live a little, and he shoots a giant cannon at this giant thing, and it shrinks, and he goes, it's kind of cute when they're small. And I was like, that's Hank Pym.
So I don't know, because I remember hearing back in the day this game was a first-person Avengers game.
I don't think it's going to be a first-person Avengers game, especially after the gameplay that we saw, which was gameplay.
That was gameplay?
That was actual gameplay.
I thought it was cinematic trailer.
No, that was actually... Well, I mean, because there are some things that you can actually see. Like, there are some cinematic trailers. If it wasn't gameplay, then it was in-game engine used.
Well, I think there's a point that says before the trailer that's all in-game. I mean, in-engine footage.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. I guess that would be at the top of the thing that I didn't see.
There were some parts in it, if you didn't see it, there's a part where the Hulk has to jump the bridge and attack a tank, and it looks like gameplay.
Yeah, like I was saying, that there was...
The Iron Man parts also look like gameplay.
When Black Widow jumped onto an enemy and was spiraling, and she had to kind of take control, that looked like gameplay. Like, I hope when you play enough video games, you kind of just know what a cinematic cutscene looks like.
Yeah.
Within and out of in-game engine, and then you know what gameplay looks like.
Yeah.
Which that part looked to me like gameplay.
Yeah, but I mean, games these days they're getting pretty sophisticated about their transitions from cinematic to gameplay, even to the point to where it's just seamless.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But like with games like The Last of Us, even then you can tell this is gameplay, this is not.
Oh, everybody's shinier in a cutscene. It's like everybody's sweating. I just remember people looking really wet.
Well, I mean, it's the post-apocalypse. You think they have showers out in the middle of nowhere?
No.
How does Ellie's complexion stay acne-free?
No, this is something to speak on, because I've been seeing this a lot recently. And it's been popping up all over my YouTube for, spec tests for, not even characters or anything. It's just, doing skin and lighting tests for in-game characters, and they look just as real as we do. That's how sophisticated it's all gotten. And even when you look at trailers like for what did I just stupid game?
Avengers.
Ghostwire. There we go. Ghostwire Tokyo. They look really real.
Well, all of that looked like
that looked like cinematic.
That was all cinematic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was not gameplay.
Yeah, we know it's cinematic when we see it. But going back to this Avengers game, I just want it to be good. And now that I know that there's an ever-growing roster,
I mean, that's what they said. Ever-growing roster. I don't know if that means they're going to continue adding characters to the game.
And why wasn't Hawkeye in this trailer? Sorry, that was...
Who?
Don't do that. Everybody disrespects... Everybody disrespects Hawkeye. Don't disrespect Hawkeye. That man keeps the Avengers together. At least in the movies. But one complaint that I was hearing... Well, a couple of complaints that I was hearing about this trailer. One... They don't like the designs of some of the characters. Like, I like Cap's suit is this weird in-between of... It looks like a cosplayer, but it's really Cap. And we're so used to Chris Evans' Cap and the way he looks in the film.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with
it looks a
the
bit
costume
bulky
of everybody.
for Cap. A bit samurai-ish, too.
I'm sorry?
It looks a bit samurai-ish.
I have to look this up. I don't even know.
Do you not remember what Cap looks like?
Who?
Anyway. But that was one complaint. I don't remember the other complaint now. That's the sad part. But I'm on the fence with this game. And I wanted to do well because comic-related things can use all the exposure in the world. I mean...
I'll look this up later.
Yeah.
It's taking me too long to find it.
We can use all the exposure we can get.
I mean, I don't have a problem with any of the costumes in the game. Hulk looked like Hulk.
Yeah.
Captain America looked like Captain America. Thor looked like Thor. I mean, what more do you want? I want my character to look like the actor that portrayed him.
Some people do.
Yes.
And so that's that.
To each their own, I guess. I mean, I didn't really... I like the movies. I love the movies. But I also understand that getting their likenesses is going to be really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
With how often they're going to appear in the game.
And plus, if you're going to get likenesses, you might as well get voices, too.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, they got Nolan North and Troy Baker.
That's good enough for me. You go talk about guys who are amazing in
playing
the voice
both,
acting game.
Respectively, Iron Man and Bruce Banner.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it, but
people do. I mean,
but this is a nerd thing that we do. You're always gonna find something to complain about with the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
Which I'm gonna throw this out there right now that I didn't watch mainly because I didn't really care for or want to watch EA's press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it consists of sports. Expansions and DLCs.
Sorry,
that's all it is.
Until you come out,
we're adding two more loot boxes to the game loot box. They'll have to pay an extra $5 for.
And there's probably a Call of Duty game in there somewhere, which I saw.
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare looked really good.
Here's the real question though: is it a remake of Modern Warfare, or is it a brand new thing?
From those cutscenes that I saw.
Captain Price is there.
Yeah, he's there, but from those cutscenes that I saw, I don't remember a lot of that stuff. And I think some of that is...
I should say, is it a retelling?
I think it's a retelling.
Is it a retelling?
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Are we going to get the nuke? The nuke scene.
I told you the story.
Oh, I remember the story. Devin, why don't you enlighten the audience?
So, back in my...
of the nuke scene in your youth.
My experience with the nuke scene in Modern Warfare. In my younger days, I played an FPS or two. Decided to pick up Modern Warfare. I played. Got to this lovely cutscene of where we're trying to get out of a hot zone. Nuke is being sent our way. We make it to the helicopter. Nuke strikes. And I'm freaking out the whole damn time.
From what I was told, the nuke strikes, and then in the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, he was sitting there going, "Oh my God! Oh, dear God, dear Lord!"
I thought I was in a helicopter at the time. It's because I let myself get invested in the story of the game. Because, like I said, I'm not a big multiplayer guy. Ooh, sorry about that. We had
major technical
issue.
difficulties, which we should talk about and address right now.
Yeah.
So that we can just continue on with our day.
We wanted to surprise everybody. We wanted to do a video. Because, we're trying to build the show back up and take it in different directions for reasons that we'll talk about in probably a video.
We're just going to move on.
Yeah.
No video. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're working out the kinks.
We're gonna
working
get good.
on it. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna get good.
We're gonna do it.
Back to Modern Warfare.
Back to Modern Warfare. Devin panicking about him getting hit with a nuke in the middle of the night. Devin?
Again, I was playing. I was in deep, and the explosion happened, and I forgot I was playing a game for a second. For not even a second, a minute, a good couple of minutes, because I was screaming at my TV, no, 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 and then we crashed. And I was crawling out of the crawling out of the helicopter, making the noises and everything, because I, like I said, invested. And that's how good, to me, the story to the first Modern Warfare was. I hadn't played any since, because I'm not an FPS kind of guy. Especially since they wanted to go the route of online play and... Yeah,
which, you know what, you're probably better off without playing anything past Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
That's it. Stop playing there.
Yeah, I'm just a story guy, so I'm all for if you got a game that has a good story.
Which you should probably play Modern Warfare 2 story, because it has a pretty... Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1, you should play those two stories. That's a really good story. On both those two.
But yeah, I got invested and I was screaming at my TV, so imagine what my parents felt like with me screaming at my TV in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. He's not even on his TV, he was in the living room.
Yeah, where, everybody else is sleeping or doing whatever, and here I am screaming at my TV like a mad teen.
His mama comes out and goes, "What the fuck's wrong with you, boy?" Yeah,
pretty much. There's something along those lines. I can't say those words because we're not a family-friendly show. I'm not even
We are a family-friendly show. Fuck you, all right? You know what? I'm tired of your shit. Now let me drink my alcohol.
But, yeah, I did see the new trailer for it. Seems interesting, but I think it's a retelling.
Yeah, it's I'm with you because I don't remember being in the forest at all.
Ever. I remember the Chernobyl stuff. The Chernobyl stuff was fun. Which
was the start of my interest in visiting Chernobyl, which has only grown since. Even
after we saw Chernobyl Diaries.
I'm sorry, literally what now?
Oh, you remember.
Do I?
You remember. You remember Chernobyl Diaries.
Chernobyl
I'll tell you.
Diarrhea?
I'll even tell you who went to go see it with you. It was me, you, Mike, and Wyatt. We all went to the movies to go see Chernobyl.
Was Wyatt there?
Wyatt was there.
I don't remember Wyatt being there. Yeah. I thought it was just me, you, and Mike.
No, we went to go see Chernobyl Diaries.
That movie was bad, not good.
But it's famously bad. It's like Grave Encounters bad, but I love Grave Encounters, though.
Well, Grave Encounters had the benefit of the hallways, where Chernobyl Diaries didn't know if it wanted to be found footage or an actual film.
It had a bear that came out of nowhere.
I don't remember the bear.
You don't remember the bear?
I remember the car being tipped over.
No, remember they were up in one of the apartment buildings.
Nope.
You know what? That's another show. Anyway, back to the games.
Back to E3. Point at the sign.
Point at the sign that you cannot see.
God damn it, Devin. Why'd you gotta do that to me?
Let's get on Nintendo real quick because they had some things that I know you'll be interested in. Quite a few things. You want to just go ahead because you're busting at them. You're busting a nut. Go ahead.
I was having a seizure. A game that I'm really excited about playing, or I have been playing for a while, been getting good at some characters. This fucking Smash Bros. Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo and Kazooie together again at last.
It's been so long.
In Smash Bros. I've seen some reaction videos, and the reaction video that stands out more to me is what actually caused me to turn the video off. Because it was just a bunch of white dudes sitting on a couch watching the Nintendo Direct and then screaming like little children. These people are probably either as old or maybe slightly younger than me, which I'm 25. And like this didn't even, like I wasn't screaming at my TV. I was going, Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to play that game.
Well, it's a nostalgia thing. Our generation is like that. That's just what we do.
What, scream like children?
Yeah, when anything strikes the nostalgia button, kind of just like taps it, you're like, "Yay, my childhood is back." That's
Yay, the dead thing that's been. Oh, I forgot it's dead.
like I saw a reaction video for the Banjo Kazooie reveal, and it was Andre Black Nerd, and anybody who knows me knows that I don't idolize the man, but I really do like this guy. It's somebody that mentally I feel like I could connect with if I ever met the man. Well, I've met him once.
I must say you did meet him.
I did meet him once, and
you shook his hand.
I shook his hand, but I felt like a weird nerdy fanboy, and I even
took a picture.
Going,
oh my god, you're living the life that I want. Can I shake your hand? Devin, why are you talking like that? You don't have braces or a retainer.
I don't know.
I'm really hungry. My mouth's watering.
But we just got here.
We just ate.
Andre.
And he runs off like a child going, whoa!
Yeah, but he did a reaction to the Banjo Kazooie reveal. He was screaming.
No. Like when I
say screaming, I'm talking about child screaming.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were screaming like, "Oh my god!" Like to the point where I had to take my headphones off because it was blowing out my headphones, which is probably why my headphones are fucked up right now. And then also they obviously the video that I watched was using clickbait because it said, and I wanted it not to be true, which it wasn't. Because it said Banjo-Kazooie and Goku was confirmed for Smash. And I was like, oh, for the love of God, please, no. Oh, sweet, Banjo's in it. But then it was like, they were saying it was Goku because, was it not Fire Emblem? It was, is it Dragon's Dogma?
Whatever, it's in that series.
It's in the...
That Fire Emblem-ish world.
Yeah. The Luminary. Yeah. Those characters got added. Or are getting added. And one of them has the hairstyle of Goku and looks like baby Goku. And I was like, oh, thank God, it's just the Luminary.
But
Goku needs to stay out of my video games.
And I know you're excited for these two things because this game series has been your life, all of your life.
Smash Bros.
No, I'm not talking about Smash. I'm talking still in the world of Nintendo, but we're moving on. That Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel.
My God. Which I actually saw something which actually might be very interesting. Because they didn't give it a name. Mm-hmm. And I think they did that intentionally. But it has a darker tone to it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It has a much darker tone. There are obviously, and I called it out whenever I saw the creature, and I called it a Redead. Mm-hmm. Which, it might be a thing. It's using the same engine as Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. Now, Devin... You are well versed in. Sorry, my sea monster and cocaine is getting to me. You're well versed into the video game industry. Mm-hmm. What two games share the same engine, but one has a darker tone in the Zelda universe?
Oh, damn! You would embarrass me by saying that I am well versed.
I mean, you obviously know what it is.
I know what it is, but I can't
think of the name.
I can't think of the name.
All right, you have
Twilight Sword?
No.
Sorry.
Twilight Sword. That's not even a thing.
It's not a thing?
No, Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess.
I mixed two different games.
He mixed 2 games into one.
I don't know why.
Now I want to.
Twilight Sword does sound like a good title.
I actually really want to play Twilight Sword.
That sounds like a real.
You know, that's actually just a Dark Souls weapon. I'm not even kidding.
I don't do Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is amazing.
I don't have to.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop you there. Because Majora's Mask had one of the best games ever made.
That's true. I the two. Okay.
Yeah. So, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I'm getting excited, and alcohol. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask shared the same engine. And Majora's Mask had a much darker tone, where the world was going to get destroyed in 3 days. There are plenty of videos. We don't know the guy, but hopefully he's willing to, give me a high five. Matt Pat from the Game Theorist channel, he did a theory on that Link is actually dead in that series.
I do remember seeing this video. Yeah,
so okay. There's obviously a darker tone in Majora's Mask, where characters and like other assets are pulled over from Ocarina of Time for Majora's Mask. Now, in this trailer for Breath of the Wild sequel, there seems to be a darker tone setting to it. And it's using the same assets and looks like the same engine as Breath of the Wild.
I love the fact that even your voice changed when you say darker tone. There seems to be a darker tone.
If I had a rough and gravelly voice, I would have played that up.
Darker tone.
I can't even do that.
Yeah, that sounds painful.
It's not, because I can't do it. The same reason why I can't get my voice to a high-pitched tone.
So there's that, and then there's also a Link's Awakening.
Now here's the thing. I didn't actually see that trailer.
You didn't?
No.
I did, and I was like, oh, that's adorable.
It looks...
Because it's based off the old Game Boy game.
Yeah, it looks like Link's Awakening, I guess.
But in...
kind of like rezzed up.
Yeah.
Because it's still top-down, isn't it?
No.
Is it not?
No, it's kind of like this semi-3D thing going on.
Kind of like a further away, kind of like at an angle. Yeah, that's the semi-top-down. Yeah, I didn't play Link's Awakening because I missed out on that era.
You're a little young for that.
Yeah, I was a little young for that. I wasn't allowed to cross the street. I'm still not, but still.
No, keeping in the world of Nintendo. One thing I am excited for.
One thing I really want them to bring back is Star Fox Adventures.
Good luck with that.
Give me the game that everyone didn't like except me.
Star Fox only exists in the world of Smash. Sorry.
Well, they actually had a recent game a couple years ago.
That's right, they did. I don't play like I used to, man. I'm getting old.
It's fine.
But one thing I am looking forward to is only because it's a nostalgia thing. Why am I talking to the camera?
Yeah, we're both looking at the camera like it's on. It's not.
We want it to be on so bad.
Yeah, we're both distraught and broken. And the camera's also not on.
This new Luigi's Mansion game. I remember when I got my GameCube for Christmas.
I have a really good question. In Luigi's Mansion 3.
I'm excited about it because I enjoyed the crap out of Luigi's Mansion when I got it on my GameCube as a kid.
You had a GameCube? Oh my god.
You know I had a GameCube.
Yeah, I know. It got stolen from my house.
Yeah.
No, your game got stolen from my house. That was a destroying day for me. I had Devin's game and my house got broken into and his game was in my GameCube when it was taken from me.
It's years ago. Don't worry about it.
I was
youngin'.
I wasn't even in my teens.
It's okay.
I'm still destroyed about that. His game got taken. It was Def Jam, all right?
Oh,
Def Jam Fight for New York was taken from me. Or was taken from him.
So much.
And me.
Again, man.
What were we talking about? Luigi's Mansion, right.
Luigi's Mansion, yes.
The question I have in Luigi's Mansion is, why is Luigi still calling out for Mario? In the same way he called out for him in the first game. And if Mario is this superpower hero on his off days, how is it that he keeps falling into these dumb traps? That he gets put into paintings, apparently?
Because we want to make Luigi important.
Luigi, you're my hero.
Luigi, everybody keeps bagging on Luigi. He's a good brother. He's the best support you could possibly have.
Absolutely. He's probably better. I mean, he's kind of better than Mario. He can jump higher.
Yeah. See, no one thinks about that part. You know, you could probably get through a Mario game playing as Luigi better than playing as Mario.
Oh no, it's like, yeah, there's a long jump that you don't know if he'll make. It's Luigi. Luigi will jump that like no problem.
Exactly. But
it's not even a jump. He just kind of like skips across it.
But yeah, that from watching that Nintendo Direct, those are the things that I'm interested in.
Also, Gooigi.
Yeah, there is that.
Why?
I think it's just because
I understand that you want to add multiplayer to it.
And you're just a different game mechanic.
But Gooigi?
I mean, because they've already done the multiplayer thing where, you know, it's Luigi in a different color so you know which Luigi you're playing. Now you have Luigi.
But they're doing Luigi and Luigi in a different color so you know which Luigi you're playing 8 times.
Yeah, so there's 8 characters on the board. Or on screen.
Why? Why is that a thing?
That's because it's Nintendo and they can do that kind of thing and not catch a bunch of flack from it. Any other developer were to do it, they catch crap for it. Let's just say you play some FPS, we'll say Call of Duty, and say everybody's playing the same guy but a different color. How dumb does that sound?
I mean, it wouldn't make sense because you can't see the character that you're playing. I mean, you can see the other players, but you can't see yourself.
Yeah.
Oh God, look, it's me.
Or is it? You know, some people are dumb enough to get confused by that kind of thing. You never know. But like I said, Nintendo can do that type of stuff and they catch no flack because they understand where their audience lies.
Well, yeah, I mean, and also like having multiple of the same character on one screen. On one screen it's congested. It's kind of hard to keep track of. Like even when you play Castle Crashers, like all of them are color coordinated, and if you didn't have like the other ones, Wyatt gets lost all the time when he's playing as the alien and the rest of us are humans. There's a bright yellow thing jumping over there. Which one am I? Everyone else, well, that one's gray. Those are all the enemies. That one's blue, and that one's green.
But he's still lost.
I mean, I get lost all the time.
So, you know, we've been talking about this, you know, the big show for a while now.
Yeah.
But we didn't bring up one that has made a lot of people very, very happy.
Go on.
This Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh, and yeah, I've heard about this Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about 14. They just want to talk about 7.
Some say, my favorite is 9? Yeah, 9. My favorite's 9.
Is that Squall? No, that's 8.
No, that's 8. 9 is the one with
what's
the
his
monkey.
fist?
The Monkey Man.
Okay, yeah. I know which one you're talking. But
Final Fantasy VII is
7 holds a place in any.
I mean,
any player's heart.
Yeah, everyone wants the dilly dally shilly shally.
But I mean, this is it's going to be interesting to see this big story.
Also, I'm kind of upset. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm kind of upset that during the conference, the guy from Square from Square Enix came on stage and was like, "Hey, when are we going to see Tifa in gameplay?" Basically saying that we're going to see it tonight. We're going to see it. I'm glad you ruined the surprise for me, but I fucking hate you.
You could have just done it. It's like we
yeah, you didn't have to say anything.
You could have just said, "And now from us."
In fact, if he had said nothing about Tifa being in the game, you would have had the entire audience would have thrown a riot out of happiness.
Because I mean, we've played 7. We know what happens in 7, and we know.
And it's not a retelling; it's a recreation.
Yeah, it's just
with better graphics. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like it actually looks better than Advent Children, and Advent Children is just a film.
Yeah, dilly dally shilly shally. Remember that, kids. If you haven't seen Advent Children, man, that movie's
You watched the crap out of it.
I love that movie. That movie is trash.
The dialogue is weird.
It's hot.
It's
what it hot is? Garbage.
You know what it is? Basically, it's because it's meant for the Japanese crowd. It makes more sense in Japanese. It's like dub versus sub. Sometimes you just gotta watch the sub, man.
I mean, I watched all of our parts 3 through wherever I stopped of JoJo in subtitles, and it was much better than the part 1 and 2 in dubbed in English.
That's how I feel. I
was like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
That's how I feel about One Punch Man. I like it better sub than I do dub because I don't like Hatama's voice.
Now, I don't really like it. I mean, I'm going to state a very, very unpopular opinion. I don't really care much for Dragon Ball Z. But
you've mentioned.
Have I? Have I now? Let's get into that, shall we?
No.
But the Japanese voice actor for Goku sounds like a child. And even whenever they are acting, I don't know if it's he or she, are acting for Goku in Japanese, and when he's screaming or just talking, sounds like a child, opposed to him acting and voicing or talking in Goku's voice in English. I mean,
that's one of the few shows where it works.
Yeah. And Persona 5.
But
apparently the English dub is much better than the Japanese.
Yeah, but from everything that we've seen for Final Fantasy VII, it's still...
I want more. I want more just injected into my veins.
You're still only seeing literally the beginning of the game, where they're at the...
Yeah, they've showed you nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know how the game goes.
Yeah. But we just want to see it in that high res.
Yeah, all we've seen thus far is the Shinra attack.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all we've seen.
Train station and the Shinra attack. And that's literally the beginning of the game.
It's second one. The train doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then cutting away to the power plant. Mm-hmm. Cutting back to the train tracks. Power plant, train tracks, power plant. And then Cloud jumping off of the train. That's second one of the original.
And I think you traverse through the city a bit, maybe fight on the streets, and then you go to the Shinra plant.
Well, you don't really fight through the streets. You fight through the top layer of the plant, and then you have to go down
and you have to
a couple levels to plant the bomb.
Take that damn boss.
Oh my god, that boss!
Even though it's the beginning of the game, it feels like the hardest thing in the world.
Listen, my phone, I have specific ringtones set for people. Mm-hmm. My parents are the boss's theme of that boss fight. And I think my sister is the victory theme.
I know Maya was into it until she got to Chocobo Racing, and she literally made it all the way to the end to take on Sephiroth for the final battle, and she stopped. She was afraid to fight Sephiroth.
Makes sense. He's a scary guy.
But come on, but now, considering where we are for this game now, you have to take on Sephiroth.
Yeah.
First of all, you're too doggone pretty. I gotta ugly you up a bit, sir.
Well, listen, Sephiroth is never going to be ugly. If the universe would allow it, I'd bear that man's child. If you know where that quote's from, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll give you 2 high fives.
Tap tap. All
right, moving on. Even though we really don't want to.
Anything else from the big show? Something I found, something I heard about that I thought was really cool. On the floor, they were showing little mini Sega Genesis. So
are they going to do the
like they did with
the NES and the PlayStation?
Yeah, they're going to do a mini Sega Genesis.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Something to bring up that's not a trailer.
Another trailer. Or going back to the trailers.
That's all my stuff.
Going back to the trailers, there's a game that when it first showed, I think at last year's E3, which was Outer Worlds.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah. It was made. It's developed by Obsidian, which straight up proudly announces that by the creators of Fallout New Vegas. Outer Worlds. That game looks great. It feels like a Fallout game mixed with a Borderlands. Not if Borderlands and Fallout had a baby, but if Fallout had kind of slight DNA taken from Borderlands given to Fallout. Because if it looks more like a Fallout game in space. There's a shrink ray. I'm excited for that.
Oh, we'll see.
You didn't really play any of the Fallout or
didn't play
Elder Scrolls.
No, because
and I know for a fact that you don't play Borderlands.
I don't. I think it's really pretty, but I just don't like playing. You know how I feel about FPS.
Yeah. I mean, you can play those games or the Fallout and Skyrim games in third person.
Speaking of FPS, I'll bring this up to you again after the show.
Okay.
But Video Game High School, watch that.
What about the one with Sangwon Cho, the anime detective?
I need to finish.
I need to watch that.
I need to watch season 2.
I need to watch all of it.
I'll watch season 1. Anyway, cut this out.
I will.
But anything else from the big show that will just stuck with you, had a big imprint on you?
Doom.
Besides Doom, anything else?
Final Fantasy.
Anything new that we haven't talked about? Was that it?
12 minutes, actually.
12 minutes?
Yeah, there's a game called 12 Minutes. And, like, Deathloop is time looping in and on itself. The trailer was... the trailer for it was... it started off with this man and his wife sitting at the dinner table in a modern setting. And she's like, "Oh, I have a gift for you." She like pulls it out and hands it to him at the dinner table. And he goes, "Here." He goes, "Oh." It's like, "Well, do you want to try and guess what it is?" And he's like, "These are baby clothes. You picked it out this morning. You wanted to surprise me." She's like, "What?" He goes, "You're pregnant." She's like,
well, that's a good way
how did you know? He goes, "Because you already gave it to me. This has happened before." And she's like, "I'm sorry?" He goes, "Listen, there's a guy coming. He's going to hurt us. He says you killed your father." And she's like, "What? Why are you doing this?" And she's like super confused and everything. And then it continues to where like there's a guy banging on the door. He goes, "Open up. This is the police." She's like, "Did you call the police? Listen, I love you." Or whatever. He goes, "Listen, you have to help me. This man's going to hurt us." And then like the guy breaks open the door. It looks like Hitman. Like, I'm not even kidding. It looks like Hitman. Wearing a black suit. You don't get to see the front because it's a top down. He's bald. And then, he like, if you scan the room, the guy looks like he looks behind him, goes and grabs a knife off the kitchen counter. And as his wife runs into like the bathroom, he runs up to the assailant, goes, "Hey!" And like reaches up to stab him and then gets knocked out. And then it immediately jumps into a different scenario that didn't take place, and into a different scenario, back to the same scenario, to a different one, back to the same, and then him falling down, like having like tripped or like having a body seizure on the ground. His wife coming out of the bathroom goes, "Oh my God, are you okay? What happened?" And then it just pulls out saying 12 minutes. That game, like, go and watch that trailer. I didn't do it justice, but just by talking about it, that trailer looks pretty good. It looks really good, and I don't know when it's coming out, but I can't wait for it. Like I said, I've always had a fascination with time looping, which is why I want to play Deathloop and 12 Minutes, and which is why I like Doctor Strange so much.
Yeah. The film. I don't know if I can ever get you to read any Doctor Strange comics, but yeah.
I haven't read a comic book in a million years.
But anything else?
Anything else? Let me scan my brain real quick. Nothing's really standing out to me.
This show brought to you by no sponsors.
This show brought to you by Sea Monster and cocaine.
What's your metaphors?
Huh? Who are you? How'd you get in here?
What is this on my face?
Yeah, there's nothing really other than all of what we've already talked about that's going on in my head right now.
Yeah.
So,
pretty good show.
It's a pretty good show. I really enjoyed it. Microsoft said that they wanted Sony to be there because it's not as much fun anymore.
Well, because they don't have, the nerds all over the internet's talking about, well, Microsoft's show was better than Sony's show this year.
That's actually probably why. Also because it's like, well, all I'm having to compete is with Nintendo, which only kind of shows up. They're like, no officials are here. And AAA third party, like Bethesda and Square Enix, Ubisoft, they're here to, because
they got stuff to show off.
They got stuff to show off. But other than that, like, well, I miss that competition that I have with my brother type thing.
Okay, I get it.
You know what I mean?
As long as it's not like that weird year.
Or not like my brother, but like me and my best friend. Yeah. Me and my friend like have been doing this complete competition type thing. For and years. Then he falls out of the competition, and then you just kind of like rocket off forward, and it's like, well, it's no fun no more.
Yeah, there's no
Why
challenge.
am I here?
Understandable. But like I said, all in all, a good show. There's good games coming, and
Doom.
And Doom.
Doom Machale. So Devin, I have to ask.
Yeah.
In your opinion, who won E3 this year?
I think it's pretty just open and fair all around. I think because we don't have that Sony Microsoft thing that we get every year, everybody was kind of like, you know what? Let's enjoy games for the sake of enjoying games, which is what E3 should be all about.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say there's a winner per se. Just everybody got to enjoy the show.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would actually be inclined to agree with you. Not because you're right, but because you're right. But if you had to pick, who was your favorite conference?
Well, I'm a Ubisoft boy through and through. And I'm a Ubisoft boy through and through, so almost anything they do, I'm usually down for. So,
which, no Assassin's Creed.
Which is fine. We can take a break.
Watch Dogs. And
I'm really looking forward to Watch Dogs Legion, even though I feel like I shouldn't be.
Ghost Recon.
And Ghost Recon always seems fun, and I've played a demo or two.
Only a demo, never the full game.
No, it's just
this man has not bought
a
game physical copy game. I've been with him inside of a GameStop. I don't know if we've told this, but there were several times.
This is a story for bloopers. You put this in the end.
There was this one time where
I'm infamous for this, by the way.
Devin has gone, oh man,
I really want this game.
I really want to play this game.
It's like Uncharted or something.
Uncharted, Heavy Rain, which I'm...
One of those two.
One of the two.
Because I picked them up.
He'll go, all right. And then he'll, like... But back before I had a car, and before I was driving, Devin would go, all right, I'll take you to GameStop. We'll get whatever game that you want. All right. And I was like, all right, cool. Because, like, I'm not like this. I would go, I want that. I'm going to get it.
He's still like that as an adult.
I mean, I'm still like that as an adult. So he would be like, all right. I mean, case in point right here.
Yeah.
So he would go, all right, I'll take you to GameStop. So we get in his car, drive all the way to GameStop.
He gets
and then I'll pick up the game. I was like, all right, this is what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. I know that for a fact. And Devin will be over there going,
and I'm looking,
doing that Heavy Rain thing where he'll like slowly pick up the game, and as it's getting closer to him, but before the prompt completes, he'd kind of like put it back down.
And the buttons pop up and everything, like you screw that up.
Like you have to push all the buttons and hold them in a certain sequence, and if you don't hold one, it just kind of stays there.
And puts it right back.
And if you fail one prompt, he just puts it down. It's that exact same thing where he's just going, it's right here. I missed L1. All right, L3, 2, 1. Oh, I gotta hit X2. Damn it.
And then I'll successfully do it.
And then he'll finally pick it up, but then he has to hold L2 and the directional stick to walk over to the line, which is like another cue. And whenever the line moves up, you have to hit X to progress. He hits X, and then he hits X again. But then like a thought bubble comes up. He goes, "Do I really want this?" And then he'll be like, "Yes or no." He'll hit yes. All right, cool.
No.
And then he'll take another step.
And then another problem. Are you sure?
Are you sure you really want this?
I will toggle over to yes.
No, he'll go, do I really want this? Because he's like the third person in line. Yes. All right, cool. Press X to progress. All right. Now, are you sure you really want this? No. All right. Goes back, puts the game down, pay out. I pay out and we leave. That's exactly what happens. I'm the person in front of Devin, right? So I'm like gatekeeping him from saying, like getting the game permanently. But once he's like the second person in line, he'll go,
I'll put it back.
I don't need this, and he'll walk off, put the game back, and then we'll just walk out. And it's like, Devin,
I can't help it. It's
what
just,
in the world is wrong with you, man?
It's because games are high. I remember back when games were $40.
Oh man,
25 at the most.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Remember those days when they were only like 25
No,
bucks?
I don't.
I do.
The games that I've gotten were like 60 to start.
And then these days with, you know, DLC and
Devil May Cry 5 is amazing.
And expansion packs and
What are you talking about, EA now?
And deluxe editions and
which I don't know if I'm going to do it. I want to, but I don't.
See.
I want to, but I really want to, but I don't. I might shell out the cash for Doom Eternal, the Super Deluxe Ultra Alpha Omega Edition.
That is ridiculous.
It's not the name of the title. I'm just making shit up.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because you get Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
You get all of these little like trinkets and whatnot, and then you also get the fucking Doom guy's helmet that you can actually put on.
Oh Jesus!
Now, Devin, if you walked into my room
and you had it on,
and I just had Doom guy's helmet on,
I'm just gonna
I just looked over at you.
I'm gonna go home. I'm just gonna go home.
This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna come into my room one day. I'm gonna have Doom guy's helmet on. I'm gonna look over at you and hit my space bar, and then Doom E1M1 is gonna start playing.
Anyway, that's the end of that, friends. I hope you enjoyed E3.
I also hope you enjoyed E3 because I did.
It's Phil's favorite time of year.
Listen, Christmas, Halloween, E3.
That's his.
Those are the holidays. Those are the holidays. He goes E3, Halloween, then Christmas. It's not true.
But yeah, hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, it's all over online. You can't miss it.
Yeah, if you want to watch a specific conference, just type in whatever company's name is, Conference 2019.
Easy as crap to find.
It's super easy.
But until next time, and we're gonna do better because we want you to see our face. So until next time, guys, just remember this one thing: rock your geek every day of the week. Peace.
Goodbye.